Once again, I am back to show off more of the Chaos Draft recordings. When we last left off, we had made it up to the Darkhold ban. This episode, I'm going to cover the King of the Feral Imps episode, Totally Awesome episode, Solemn Strike episode, and the Saji episode. Let's get it started. First up, we had a deck I was wanting to play, but I could not play until I hit Darkhole. This is my kind of like generic 4 slop equivalent. Over the times of the drafts, I had been steadily building a Traptrix package. No Link one, unfortunately, but I mean, triple Murmello with a bunch of trap holes, some Dioneas to revive, and Mantis to search is pretty good. And just because I wanted to try it out, I had got a small Mitsurugi core going. I had a theory going where I would play Mitsu in a Mitsu Shinobird deck, where I could side out all the Shinobird stuff for exactly the Mitsu stuff, just to see how it would work. And I decided to play this one first because it was still something new. My Mitsu pulls were only okay. I got one Kusanagi, one Wosu, double Aramasa, double Saji, one of each ritual, the mirror, and the prayers. Because I was only playing this, I didn't want to play the pre-prep in this build just yet, because my side deck was perfectly fit to swap out all of the Mitsu stuff and all of the Zodiac stuff for more rank 4 stuff, and then Watt Cobra into Watt Tuna into Watt Kyuki make Colossus. Somehow, though, that never ended up coming up, because, as you'll see in these games, Mitsu showed up far more than the Traptrix. So my opponent has built a Sprite deck, but it's not just a Sprite deck, it's a Sprite with Totally Awesome. So he does things a bit backwards, because he's never really played Sprite before, but he's got the general idea. And I mean, he's doing fine. Because now he has Ronin, makes Toad, swap to extra normal Dupe Frog, and then during the standby phase, he gets the second Dupe Frog. So now I am dupe locked with Totally Awesome, Omni Negate, and a back row. So I'm like, okay, let's go for it. So I go for Barrage pop itself, get Ram, now I have targeting protection on my Xyzes. Going to Hammer Kong first, he tries to Dinomitius, but the Ram has targeting protection, so I can negate the Dinomitius, which is good. Go into Broad Bull, because I pulled that now, which can add me another copy of Whiptail for later. He decides to negate the Broad Bull, so I can't get the Dryden, because otherwise I would just Dryden on the Toad anyways. Takes my Broad Bull, it's like, okay, that's fine. Toad puts itself back, and now, time to win. Mitsurugi Prayers, tributing Futsu to search Aramasa and summon Aramasa. Aramasa triggers, and so does Futsu to grab me. Futsu grabs me Amino Murakumo, and Aramasa grabs me Saji. Saji can be normal summoned to grab me Mirror, and Mirror, we can make King of the Feral Imps to get Wosu. Wosu to tribute off one of the dupes, so I'm no longer dupe locked. And because I tribute it, I get to activate Amino Murakumo in Graveyard to search for Kusanagi. Now I can Mitsurugi Mirror, trade the Wosu for Amino Murakumo. And I can chain block the Amino Murakumo, or I can make the Amino Murakumo be CL2, which will make his other dupe frog miss timing. And that's game, because he has one card in hand, he's going to draw one card, and after he draws his one card, if he tries to activate, I force him to get rid of the other one too. Sprite is good starting, but it is not good at rebuilding its boards. On to game 2. This one, still not as many Traptrix as I thought I would be opening, but I did get my rank 4 stuff. It goes Prohibition, called the Ritual Spell. I'm like, yeah, that's fair. And then set 3. So I'm like, okay, so I got a Dupe Frog back there, most likely, and then 3 back row. We go normal Tin Goldfish for Goblinberg, and then I just pass on these. I'm like, this is just a Dupe Frog, so I'm fine to just wait. Sets in the back row, I'm like, okay, cool, now I can actually start doing stuff maybe. So we Wosu, tribute off the Dupe Frog, I'm like, I knew it. He solemns the Wosu, however. That's fine, that means Kusanagi now has a target, because Kusanagi didn't trigger till after the Solemn was used, so I just get the Wosu back. Now I make Alameris because the summon was negated, which means I'm not reptile locked, which eats the second Solemn. He had to do this because otherwise she's unaffected by trap cards. Like, okay, cool, we'll normal summon Dionea and just start punching. Crack down on the Dionea. Well, at least I can't be punched by this, but now any level 2 is Jet, so that is bad, but we're good. He now calls Wosu off Prohibition. I'm like, okay. I top deck Miramello, perfect. I'll use Miramello to get myself a trap. Imperm, like, welp, I already have Bottomless and Lost Wind, so we're pretty much fine anyways. Normal is a Sprite blue, because he can't special it. Links into Elf. Elf attempts to revive the blue, but I got the Lost Wind. Top deck Void Trap Hole, but it doesn't matter, we just punch. And now I'm seeing the Trap Hole stuff that I thought I would be seeing. We draw, get Goblinberg, normal summon the Goblinberg, make Feral-Imps, Feral-Imps search Aramasa for the next turn, and make Vespinato so that even if he has them to destroy this, I get to float. He draws, it's nothing he can use, and he concedes. And from that game, King of the Feral-Imps gets banned. And I mean, obvious, any 2/4s getting you a Mitsurugi piece is pretty good, so I don't blame him. But now we get to where things get weird. Chaos Draft 23. So after this, I open, my draft, and I get some just sick, insane pulls, because I believe on the wheel we spun more main set packs. So I was opening the set that contains Habakiri and Aramasa, I believe. Or I was opening the set that had prayers in it. Not just for the Mitsu stuff, but for something else that's in that set. And in that draft, I got the second Kusanagi, the third Saji, Night Sword Serpent that I forgot I had, but I can play it now because I have Mitsurugi Ritual. And then I got 2 more Mitsurugi Prayers. So it's like, oh my gosh, this is actually like a deck now. The deck's at 45 cards. Honestly, I should have just taken out the Zodiacs. They didn't really need to be in here. And that would be 40 cards exactly, so it'd be a little bit more consistent. We're also playing a Damage Juggler hat trick of our own, because I also pulled Utopic F-Zero, Utopic Futures Exil, which he's a little hard to make, but I was in testing. Pretty much every board that I would end on was Murakumo on field, Futsu on field, Great Purification set, Prayers set, with this guy on field. So that is full board targeting protection, with Prayers to immediately trigger Ame no Murakumo whenever I want and get me follow-up, Futsu to keep summoning to continue to get me follow-up and just board presence, plus the Omni Negate Trap and a hand grip. And just for good measure, sometimes, like if I open Barrage and I still have combo, I can also just end on Trident too. This was one of the most cracked decks I've ever built. And if the Mitsu portion wasn't performing to my likeness, I had enough Shinobird stuff to side it. Funnily enough, this actually started out as a Shinobird deck, and the Mitsu stuff was just in the side. But after the pulls I got, I traded all the Shinobirds for the Mitsus to test what that would do. This is actually really funny. So I learned on the website we were using to build the decks that I could just click a button to switch between these instead of having to drag them on the screen, which was really annoying and would delete them on accident sometimes. So I ended up having to manually drag all the Mitsu stuff in and all the Shinobird stuff down, but this was supposed to be with the side deck stuff in. I don't have the King of the Feral-Imps anymore, which means it's not as consistent, which is unfortunate, but we are playing the Code Igniter, which is a rank 4 that lets you ritual summon, so that's nice. And then still playing Sumuha Kusanagi as a target off Aratama. This gets changed later though. And I have double Kage Tokage, so I decided to put him in instead of the normal level 4/rank 4 enablers I was using, because he is a reptile, which means he can be tributed for Mitsurugi Mirror. Funnily enough, a card I was going for afterwards was Mitsurugi Magatama, which is tribute to Mitsurugi to target a card and destroy it, I believe. And I'm like, oh yeah, or target a face-up card and destroy it. And I was going for that because the second effect is ritual summon a Mitsurugi monster from your hand by tributing monsters from your hand or field. That quick play can tribute anything, which means I don't have to have just reptiles. Unfortunately, I never got it because I think it's high rarity. But let's see how this crazy deck does. So I'm like, okay, pretty middling open, but at least I have prayers plus Kusanagi already, which means I'm going to get the Kusanagi back, so we're fine. Opening Mirror is quite annoying, because that means if I draw P-Prep, it's useless. And Ram Ram's just normal summon, but also opening Night Sword Serpent sucks, but hey, I can just ritual summon using stuff from my hand, I guess. Beaver for Angler, for Elf, Elf for Angler, make Gigantic, Gigantic for Blue, Blue for Carrot, Carrot, Summon, set 2. So this is a Spell Trap, Negate, and 2 Unknowns. Now, I thought that Carrot negated activations. She actually only negates effects. If she negated activations, I would have been in a much better situation. So I tribute off this so I can go for the summon and the grab back. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just do it again now. And I can't do it. I'm like, ah, crap. So I normal summon Ram Ram, Dimensional Barrier. It's like, oh, good, great. It's like, well, can't do anything, so I pass. Specials Blue again, gets Pixies. That, summon Swap. Swap, send Ronin. Swap, bounce itself. Swap, send Dupe, send another Swap. Ronin, banish, summon, make Toad. Make Dark. Summon Pixie, summon Toad. I'm not dead, but I mean, he's got a Spell Trap negate and an Omni negate. And that's really more than I can deal with. So I just concede. Because I could have normal summoned this Night Sword Serpent, and then special Kage Tokage, but he can just negate the Kage Tokage with this. And I can't use Prayers, because if I try and use Prayers, he just negates with this. And I believe he said that the card right there was a Solemn. So, yeah, don't really know what I'm supposed to do about that. I'm like, okay, we'll go first, and we'll win. Literally, this hand just does nothing. Like, there's nothing I can do with this hand at all. It's that bad. Like, if I maybe had Feral Imps, I could do something, but it's like, wow, this is like make a rank 4 pass, and I don't have a generic... Like, I didn't realize Broad Bull was 2 materials, so I guess I could have gone normal Nikitama, then do extra normal of Nikitama and summon this Kage Tokage. I think I even said this afterwards. And then do extra normal of Nikitama, go do Kage Tokage. Go Kage Tokage and Nikitama for Broad Bull. Broad Bull detach Nikitama to add Whiptail. And then Nikitama triggers mandatorily to draw. So that gives me a draw at least. So instead I make a Lavalval Chain to do the play, but it gets impermed anyways. So going for Lavalval Chain instead of Whiptail means I don't get the Trident now. I do get a draw though, but it's Trunade, so I'm like, okay, well, Lost Wind is gonna have to hold down the fort, and I have Mitsurugi Ritual now, so as long as I can open my like ritual guy, I should be fine. But this is Sprite, it has access to Carrot, which means I gotta deal with the Spell Trap negate, and he's just popping off. I can see the Rider on the wall, and I concede. So that is how the Totally Awesome got banned. I was like, you can play Sprite, I just don't want you playing Toad anymore. On to the next match. In Chaos Draft 24, thinned out the deck a whole lot more. We added in Gofu and Simorg of Darkness, because if I open Gofu, then that is a 1-card Simorg Bird of Sovereignty, and I can summon this from my deck, and it's just a Spell Trap negate that tributes itself to do it. And then we're playing Reptilian Coatl as a reptile that is a 4 that is dark, and she has a summoning condition that lets her summon herself if there's a dark reptile. So if he calls Dimensional Barrier, call Xyz, I can still use her to make Ancient Fury Life Dragon, which is an 8, and then draw a card at least. Other than that, the deck is relatively unchanged. Oh, I got a third copy of Pre-Preparation Rites. That'll be very important to remember. And I'm playing both my Imperms in the main now. No side deck, the deck's good enough as is. This is like a pretty close to constructed build, I'd say. Like, yeah, there's some jank in it, but it's like a Genesis build amount of jank. Funnily enough, I think if I check the Genesis points for this, Mitsu's pointed hard, like Habakiri's at 100, and then besides Habakiri, it's like you can't play Prayers and the Ritual, which is really annoying to me. But other than that, there's not really anything pointed in Mitsu. So it was just like play 1 Ritual, play 3 Prep Rites, play 1 Mirror, and then just play as many of the other names as you can that you need to. It's like, oh, I could have been doing it, but oh well. On to the actual match. Replay 24. So in this one, we open double pre-prep, and we have imperms, that's good. So we're gonna go pre-prep for Mir and Futsu, Aramasa for Saji, Ritual, tribute the Saji in the Aramasa. He used Druis Worm here on my Saji. I had told him, by the way, you should save your Bestials for the Ritual monsters, because that way I can't get them back ever. Since he didn't play recent Modern, I think the last time he played was a couple years. Like, he's been playing, but like, in terms of Modern cards, anything released too recently, he doesn't really know yet. So we get the Ritual from deck. So I use Futsu to revive Aramasa since he summoned. I go Ritual from deck, tribute the Futsu, because here's where he could have done it on my Futsu and I lose my Futsu, which sucks. So I don't use the Murakumo effect because I don't want to get this because it'll just send one of my guards. So I shuffle back the Mirror so that pre-prep can be back online because I can shuffle back with Augusto Emerald and then search Prayers and then revive Futsu. Now my Prayers tribute the Murakumo for Kusanagi and then summon it. The Murakumo comes back and I search the Omni Negate and the Kusanagi comes out and now we have Evolve All Chain. Evolve All Chain sends the Damage Juggler. Damage Juggler can vanish. Grab Hat Trigger. Hat Trigger special summon Link into SP that I got that too. And now SP can banish the Druis Worm. This is essentially the board that I always had. Now I also have Imperm and then SP instead of the Utopic Draco. Goes Mathematician, I go Imperm so I can't let him get to Angler. He goes Swap, which means he still has Angler unfortunately for me. He goes Angler, he goes Swap. I go this to Summon from Grave, get Aramasa back. He sends Rodin, summons 2. And here I say no more for you, because he summons again, I get to go Aramasa, I get to go Futsu to revive Saji, and I can go Prayers to add another Saji, and summon the Saji, get Kusanagi off of Futsu instead, add Wosu off the Aramasa, Saji triggers to get a Spell Trap, Kusanagi triggers to get Prayers back, and Murakumo triggers to add anything and summon itself. We get Mirror for follow-up, we get Aramasa for follow-up, we summon Murakumo, and Murakumo blow up the entire board. He's got 2 cards in hand, and I can rip out 1. I have SP as a banish on both fields, and Great Purifications is still an Omni Negate that's going to search me something. So, yeah, that's exactly how I expected all of these games to be going. And then we get to game 2. So now he goes first. I'm like, okay, this hand's okay. Going second, as long as they don't get negated, I can Bosu and maybe pop off from there. I am Reptile Lock, that should be fine. He's learning from his mistakes and now making Gigantic first. He's still playing the Frogs, because they are a good 2 package, plus he can trigger the Angler off of it as well. Just sending the swaps in the Ronins. Makes Elf, then make Nimble back, go Ronin, summon, make Mannequin Cat, get blue for red, then summon Carrot in hand, summon red, link those 2 in IP, and it's like, okay, so I've got to deal with a Monster Negate, a Summon from deck, a Spell Trap Negate, and I know that he has Avermax, so I'm like, ugh. So I go normal Tin Goldfish, he goes IP, I'm like, okay, that's good for me, and then goes Elf to get back blue, I'm like, okay, so we're gonna get Pixies, I imagine, so I can't go to battle. Makes the Avermax, so I definitely can't go to battle. Summon the Aramasa, Aramasa trigger, blue triggers because of how the summon thing, so he would have to deny blue to negate with red. And then Mannequin Cat will summon him this copy of Swap Frog, because I have a water. So now he has tribute fodder for these two. Just searches the second carrot. Okay, I gotta deal with a spell trap and a monster. So I search Wosu. This is card effect or destruction protected, so that's why I didn't just tribute off one of these to go for a Murakumo play. So we go this, search. Avramax is going to non-targeting shuffle, gets rid of Wosu, but now I have Murakumo. However, I was supposed to make Code Igniter. Now, had I made Code Igniter, I could have gone Code Igniter first, and then now I have Code Igniter on board, do the Wosu, and if he shuffles back Wosu like I thought, I can still summon out this Ame no Murakumo, because now that this is gone, I can punch anything, so I can go punch this red that he hasn't used, and then summon Murakumo. Murakumo wipes his whole board. Unfortunately, I forgot that Wosu locks you, and so I have thrown this game. Granted, if he had just shuffled back the other card anyways, I would be screwed, so whatever, it is what it is. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go first, and I'm essentially guaranteed this win, so it's easy. Literally just, the hand is nothing. It's so nothing it hurts. That's how nothing it is. This is F0 pass if I see the line, and I don't think I saw the line. I think I literally just... So I normal summon this, go Kage Tokage, go for Lavalval Chain. Lavalval Chain, send... instead of Lavalval Chain, send Night Sword Serpent like I should have to do the F0 play. Although, F0 play, unlike the other Utopic futures, he is not battle and card effect immune. The original one is battle immune, and the Draco future is battle and card effect immune. This one is neither, except he is, but only if your opponent activates an effect on the field. In which case, he is a non-targeting steal, and he can't be killed this turn. But if they just normal summon and go battle phase, he's dead. So I stack Aramasa in hopes that I can do something with it. And then I decide to not do this first because I want to actually draw the Aramasa I stack. MSC on my Imperm just kind of seals my fate, I think. This hand just double bricks. I never want to see these cards in the opener. And in test hands, I literally, like 30 test hands, only got a bad hand twice. Like where it was like unplayable like this. And then it's like, okay, well, at least I can float into something and get a lingering 4. But it didn't matter. I couldn't do that anyways. So it's like, ugh. Because, fun fact, Gigantic locks both players, so I can't even special summon off my thing. So he gets to spell negate, and I lose. It's just like, how... Both of us were like, how the heck did I lose? Like, straight up how? So, instead of banning... I didn't want to ban any of, like, Gigantic or Elf. I was thinking about banning Carrot, because it's like, I'm going to activate spell traps and they will resolve. And I'm like, no, I'm going to ban Strike, so that's a permaban card gone. And I was just like, okay, I have a good enough deck now where it's like, it should be winning, I just need to stop drawing so bad. So, once I can stop drawing so horribly, then we'll be good. So, we are now on to the final match of this video, which is Chaos 25. It's the same deck. I don't even think I made a change to it. It's the same list. Or, I guess I have triple Kage Tokage, double Hat Tricker, and triple Sakitama. That's about it. I was just like, if this thing loses, I don't know what. I took out the Zoos, and I have Ragnaraikas, because I do have a way into them, and Selene Snapper is back row destruction. So that's about it. On to the match. Insane opening, like literally just like, man, where was this? So he's playing a Pendulum strategy, and he goes, oh, we're gonna have to ban this card, laughing so much. And I'm like, oh, it's Baguska. Thank God I have outs to this. We top deck, and it's Kage Tokage, and I say perfect. So I go Prayers, tribute the Saji, and I don't summon back the Saji because he would just get negated. Saji triggers, I get the summon from my deck. I use the summon from my deck to send Night Sword, Serpent, and Aramasa to summon Futsu. Night Sword summon itself, Aramasa grab Wosu. Wosu contribute the Kage Tokage and his Baguska. Goodbye, Bozo. Wosu comes out, now I can special summon, or I can normal summon this Hat Tricker, and use these two links these two to make Haggard Lizardos, and these two to make Selene Snapper, which can banish a card to get rid of this last back row. It's Crown, so it essentially did its purpose without paying the cost, and I didn't need to go battle phase anyways. I have all the things I need for setup. It does really suck that I opened the Mitsurugi Mirror, so I can't use this pre-prep. That's very annoying. He goes Pen Call for 2 Magician names, scale 1, scale the other. Last card in hand was fucking Harmonizing. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So I go Futsu for Aramasa. He gets Black Fang. My Aramasa triggers, my Futsu triggers. I get Saji. I grab Kusanagi. Saji gets me back the prayers because I get a second one. He makes this, blows up my board. I'm like, yep, can't stop that. Just swings for 2,500, but this is essentially all she wrote. Writings on the wall. Sakitama really just heals it. Tribute Kusanagi, summon out the Futsu, and search Murakumo. Then grab back the ritual from the hand or deck. Ritual that way. Summon Futsu effect to get the Omni Negate. Blow up the board. And this board alone is enough, because now, set the Omni Negate. He literally can't do anything against this board. I have an Omni. Pen something doesn't matter. I can summon from grave, and I win. That's how things were supposed to go. Now we're into game 2, where he's going first, I'm going second. Once again, opening the Night Sword Serpent. Play one of this, and I've seen it in so many opening hands during these freaking matches, but not in my test hands, of course. Skullcrabat makes Beyond Pendulum, searches Harmonizing, set scale, or, sorry, that first. I don't know why he didn't do that earlier. Set scale, Harmonizing, Skullcrabat, summons Black Fang, links into Selene, then summons Borreload with 2 negates, and searches the Harmonizing again for follow-up. So this board is just protection, it's gonna search him stuff if I get rid of his pen monsters and an Omni Negate. So we draw on a Pot of Greed. I'm like, okay, let's just get rid of that Borreload negate. He didn't. Okay, prep rights. That takes it, but we're fine. So we go Tin Goldfish, search or summon this for Light Dragon Ignister, Light Dragon effect, off Borreload. He has Baldrake though, so I don't get to get my hat trigger. Unfortunate. That means my rank 4 doesn't work. So I go Battle Phase, punch over Selene, then go Sakitama, normal summon Sakitama, make SP. I said to SP banishes scale, because I thought Pendulum Graph only triggered when a Pendulum monster went to the extra deck face up. No, it triggers if a pen monster leaves the monster or pen zone. So I'm like, so I have effectively thrown. Especially since I didn't summon Aramasa off of the Hat Tricker thing. I should have kept Hat Tricker in hand. But it is what it is. He sets scales, he summons the Harmonizing I know he has, summons another one from deck, and then now he can make Omega, and needs to search Odd Eyes. Now we can normal summon it, go battle, I take big damage. Hand rips me, hits the Night Sword, sets 1 card, I get SP back at least. Kusanagi's an okay top deck, I suppose. We'll grab Wosu. We will Wosu. And guess what? I was supposed to Sakitama first because Wosu locks you out of activating non-reptiles too. Once again, I was screwed there because it's like I needed to put the Sakitama on board first. It's not like I have a reptile Xyz I can make. It would have just been Haggard Lizardos again. Just really annoying though. Like, gosh. I understand why people don't like playing Wosu in Mitsu. It's so annoying. So we're going first, and it's like, thank God I finally get to game 3 and don't open the worst hand ever. Pre-prep for Futsu and this mirror. Tribute the Futsu to get Saji and summon the Saji. Actually, I could tell that I needed to play. I knew he had Bystials, and I was like, I need to play around the Bystial. So because I'm expecting, because he's got like 2 Baldrake and a Druis Worm or something, I think. So I'm like, to play around the Bystials I know he's playing, I'm going to tribute Futsu to get the effect of it, but not summon the Saji, because if I do that, he can banish the Futsu. And he was like, wait, why can't I do the Bystial right now? And I said, because I don't have something on board. So I knew I was correct in playing around it. So we go Mirror. I'm like, you can banish my Murakumo. We don't care about him. All I want's Futsu. So that triggers, he Baldrakes my Murakumo, but because of that, now I can Aratama for Sakitama extra normal, make Laval Chain, dump Night Sword, summon itself, special Hat Tricker, make Deoctarus just as a guy, make VF0, tribute off his thing for my Wosu, Saji triggers, gets me the Omni Negate. We are so back! This is a non-targeting steal, an Omni Negate, and recovery. He just doesn't even play a card anymore. He knows he can't beat that. And that is the end of the Mitsurugi Saga. And this led to, after a very long discussion, I was initially going to say just ban the rituals and they can't do anything, because then I have to get Habakiri in order for the deck to use ritual summoning. But I was like, I was going to say, yeah, do that, because Saji and Prayers are the obvious cards you hit. Because if Saji's gone, the deck's kind of unplayable. But I was like, don't hit them because I can use them as a rank 4 strategy. But I was like, honestly, as a rank 4 strategy, they suck. And we've been thinking about a new season, so we decided instead, no, let's just ban Saji so it kills the deck. And I don't have to play this anymore. I had four matches of playing this. So Saji was banned, which was unfortunate, but hey, that's life. Next time we get into the finale of the series. Like I mentioned before, I'm actually going to show it in reverse order, because I think the games started off great, and then they slowly decreased. And a little heads up for those games. The first game we'll be showing is the finale of the Glad Beast strategy. Still never got Giselle, so only new card that's in here that's any worth is 2 copies of the Field Spell, but he had Nightmare Phoenix, so it doesn't really matter. Plus, making it is really difficult. Deck number 2 you'll be seeing is Crusadia with full Orcus combo. I've been building this for so long. I would love a Crusadia Equimax so that my Crusadia actually does something on its own, but instead it's just there as a way to get 2 monsters with different names, along with follow-up, to make full Orcus combo. It took me a while, but I finally got Symbol Skeleton, and once I got 2, I knew I had something great. I had Savage, and if I had Brass Bombard, I would have played Savage in this too, because I know the line to get there. But instead, I'm just like, okay, we'll have Ding, and we'll have the Omni Negate. And I had Akashic Magician in the side, because a lot of his decks were just becoming get Avermax out. So I'm like, okay, I need to find a way to out Avermax, and that my deck it was supposed to have this card in it, and it did. So this isn't out to Avermax, but other than this card and Dingirsu, my only other out to Avermax is World Crown negating him when he activates effect, which he can just choose to not do that if he doesn't want to, or making Crusadia Spatha and then not using her effect, getting 2 guys on board to make Akashic Magician, Crusadia Spatha to move the Akashic Magician to the zone to underneath the other extra monster zone, and that returns Equimax or Avermax to the hand. And then my only other out was World Legacy Bestowal to non-targeting send Avermax. Funny because it depicts him, and I can use Live to search it. The final episode, or the final match you'll be seeing, is a completely new brew. I made this the night before and was testing it a bunch. There was a mistake in the actual thing. In the actual game, there was the level 10 Sword Soul Synchro Chenying. That was supposed to be Borreload Dragon, but I forgot to update this list when I updated it from the website. And the whole idea behind this is just Dragon Ruler with all the playable non-light dark dragons I had at my disposal. And the supplementary engine I decided to put into this was Regenesis. I had 1 Regenesis Archfiend, 1 Regenesis Dragon, 2 Regenesis Warrior, and double Regenesis Code. So none of the Dragon Rulers themselves are 25s or have 25 as a side stat. However, banishing Blaster can search out Burning Dragon, who is a 25, which was kind of the thought I had, and then banishing Tempest can search out Regenesis Dragon. So I thought that was cool too. Blaster can also get me if I don't need the Burning Dragon, because I don't have the Regenesis open. It can get me Pydra. Pydra can get me Sangan Summoning. Sangan Summoning can get me Chundra. Chundra can summon any Fire Dragon that's level 4 or lower, which means I can summon my copy of Burner from the deck, So I use that to, and then I use these two, specifically Hydra effect to Synchro Summon to make Bident, and then Bident can revive Chundra, and then, do the attacks, and then Chundra can Synchro Summon with itself and the summoned Burner to make Clearwing's Synchro Dragon, who is also a 25. The other combo along with this was Regenesis Archfiend is an Earth, which means I can banish this for Redox to summon himself, and Regenesis Code summons back a banished Regenesis. So I can use Regenesis Code to get into Archfiend or another Regenesis, and then during that same turn or the next turn, banish the Archfiend for Redox, and then on my following turn, get Archfiend back. Now I have the same Regenesis Code that I just banished, grab that back to my hand, it's an infinite loop. Super Rejuve is in here too, because I had two of them, and it was like, maybe I can draw some cards. And in testing it did, it let me draw a couple. The main board plan for this deck was Galaxy Tomahawk would summon a bunch of tokens. We'd link off the tokens for IP and Space Insulator to make Boral Shroud Dragon, who cannot be tributed, which matters because my opponent had Kaijus, and can't be blown up, which also mattered because he had Kaiju Slumber and blowing up effects. And then the only effect that matters is once, on the field, at the start of the battle phase, you can summon a Boral. So this lets me cheat out Boral Sword or Boral Load, and I would also usually get to end on Eclipse, Dragon Ruler of Catastrophes, which is a Spell Trap Omni, and in some hands I could even end on an additional 7, which could be Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. I wanted all my decks to have outs to Equimax, and the only one that didn't was the Glad Beast, because I didn't think it would matter. I didn't think I'd win that one. And this deck has some great outs to Equimax. So Herratic Seal outs Equimax because of target. Borreload Dragon steals the Equimax at the start of damage step. And the only other outs to Equimax I have are Cyber's Quantum Dragon, which can only be made off of the Chundra and Hydra, or can be made off of Destrudo targeting any of the babies, which can bounce the copy of Avramax and then attack again. Or Poseidra Abyss. I was initially playing a rank 7 water that took 2 7s that I could use to rank up into this, but that meant I would have to open both, I'd have to get both titles on board, and that was too specific. So I'm like, he's just 3 7s, that's doable. And then yeah, so we just, any 3 7s makes him, and then I can send title or stream to non-targeting bounce 3 cards. So that's another Avramax out. The other idea with the deck, if I wanted to try it, it's really minus to do so, is Striker Dragon and Guard Dragon Agripane can get me Starving Venom Wing Dragon, which was a fusion payoff that I just never got to make because I didn't get the Predaplant level 4 Synchro. It's a common, and I never got it. But it's just a fusion and a clear wing, but I would cheat it out, and it's just, if your opponent special summons a monster, target it, this card gains that much attack, and that monster's effects are negated, and then once per turn, if a card or effect is activated, he's a non-targeting card pop. And then if he's destroyed, he goes in the pen scale, which doesn't matter for this deck, but he makes it so anytime your opponent special summons a monster, it gets a Predator counter, which does matter for like Xyz decks, and some Link decks and Synchro decks too. Thank you for watching this one. I forgot to say it in the last couple recordings because I've been going fast. But look forward to the finale, and then, like I mentioned before, future Chaos drafts. I'll see you then. Peace.